It's beginning to look a lot like Christmas everywhere you go. Take a look at the 5 and 10. It's glistening once again with candy canes and silver lanes that glow. It's beginning to look a lot like Christmas. Oh, man. Hello, everyone. Welcome to Bayern Now, the ultimate Bayern Munich fan channel. First and foremost, can you guys hear me? Is my audio coming through? Everything is all good? Because I don't want you to miss any of this. Look. Tuchel out, man. Thomas Tuchel out. I missed church. I should have been in church thanking God for my blessings and life going great. Instead, I'm here complaining about Thomas Tuchel. Look, if you don't see it now, then you didn't see it. You won't see it ever again, right? Thomas Tuchel is someone I never wanted at Bayern. I've always been Tuchel out. I've never enjoyed his play style in any club. I refused to watch PSG and Chelsea when he was there. He fluked the Champions League win, couldn't win the Champions League with superstars in the team. Look, I understand why people don't want the whole sacking coaches culture. But the truth is, the coaches we hired after Hansi Flick deserved to get sacked. I mean, Nagelsmann's timing wasn't great. I think they should have given him the rest of the season and then gotten rid of him if we didn't achieve anything. With Tuchel specifically, it's kind of funny that they got rid of Nagelsmann, despite the fact that they didn't even give him a striker. A bunch of players weren't even there, and he was still in the Champions League. He was still in the league. He was still in the DFB Pokal. I forget that he was still in that competition. Then Tuchel came in and we got cooked everywhere. Now, those few months, I said Tuchel came in at the worst time. I don't expect us to do anything crazy. I want him to succeed, but I don't think he will. Let's hope that when he gets the players he wants, he was signaling to me, Thomas Tuchel, that he wanted players that I thought we needed, right? He was signaling that he wanted a DM, and I agreed. I thought we needed a DM. And I was like, all right, this guy's cooking a little bit. His player profiling seems to be good. He has an idea of what we need. And yeah, he wanted a DM, and the club didn't give it to him. They fumbled the Paulinho bag. That's besides the point. But the whole thing was, if we give him a whole summer in the preseason, we should be cooking. I never thought we would, but I said, hey, let's give him time, because I'm not going to be that person to just sit here and not do it. But then I did make a bold prediction that he would be sacked before March of 2024. No way that prediction's right. But so he didn't. I mean, we got into the season. We didn't look like we finally had a play style, but we were a lot more solid defensively. It's harder to score on us. We were okay, right? In the Champions League, we broke our winning streak with a draw. Like we've been winning consecutively for a really long time, and we broke it against Copenhagen. But whatever, it's just that. In the DFB Pokal, we got kicked out by a team in the, I don't even know, 5th division. Dude, how is that not like a super alarm to people? Because come on, man, we got cooked by a team in the 3rd or 5th division. I don't even know, or they might even be non-league. But that's whatever. We're still in the league, in the Champions League, and then we come back into the new year. We signed some players. Tuchel gets obsessed with Ronald Araujo. He should have been obsessed with getting a DM. Now we're here. We're here losing games as anticipated. And, when I would tweet about this on Twitter, sorry, Elon, I misgendered your platform. X, it was X. When I exited about this on X, Tuchel fans came at me. They said, oh, we're playing bad, but that's what Real Madrid does. They play bad in the league, but they play well in the big games in the Champions League. Well, then we had a Champions League game and lost to Lazio. So, where are we at? Thomas Tuchel needs to go. He needs to be sacked. Let me make sure I refresh my feed. We have some news, some breaking bombshells from, there was a scuffle between Kimmich, or almost a scuffle between Joshua Kimmich and assistant Zhao Lao. Wow. And you gotta understand, Tuchel has been backed more than any other manager at Bayern. I'm not even screaming at this point because, I just think this guy is trash. So this is from Florian Plettenberg. Let me refresh this. So FC Bayern with their third consecutive defeat. Third. Oh, yeah, Leverkusen, Lazio, and now this. See, we're acting like, oh, this was a tough game. No, it wasn't. Bochum are like 20th, or not 20th. There is no 20th. Like 15th, 14th. That's their area. They're supposed to be relegation candidates. We just gave them a free 3 points. First 10 minutes of the game, I was like, well, yeah, dang, we coming in. We starting to look good a little bit. Musiala was on the ball dribbling. It was saucy. I was like, all right, cool. I might like this game. Oh, geez, I'm getting phone calls from people trying to cook me. So, I thought this game, it was going to be good. And then obviously what happens. There's no way. There's just no way if we sack Tuchel, we have no one to replace him. Because I'm really thinking about it. Flick is an obvious one. But is Hansi going to do a nice little free trial, 5 months? Come through 5 months, try to rescue the season? I'm hoping that's the case. But we might need a caretaker. So Jose Mourinho. I am Jose Mourinho. Yeah, we might need a nice little caretaker manager to take us through. Look, I don't care if Mourinho comes in for a nice little 4 months and curses out all the players because they all deserve to be. So, I thought in the first 10 minutes, the game was looking a little different. Musiala, I don't know when Musiala scored that goal, but he scored, I don't know, in the first half, obviously. And it was a really nice goal. And I thought, oh, this is going to be one of those games. We win by like 5-0, and everyone forgets that Tuchel is a bum. Well, the fans start throwing tennis balls on the field. The game gets stopped for 5 seconds. We come back and get cooked. 5 minutes later, it's 2-1. And it just got worse from there. And second half comes, you think, Bayern are going to try a little bit more. For first 15 minutes of the second half, we're getting cooked. They're all over us. It's like they're contagious on us, like a disease, like COVID. Like that Omicron variant. They were just all over us, just contagious. It was just crazy. And then, just when you don't think it could happen, Upamecano goes and gets a red card. Because I didn't even realize he was booked with a yellow. It was a foul, right? You can't sit here and go, referee screwed us. No. Upamecano had his elbow where his elbow. You don't jump like you. You try to, keep your hands to yourself, and you try to be commanding. He's a center back. Why is he jumping like that? He's jumping like some midfielder who doesn't really know how to jump and win headers and claim the ball. Yeah, Upamecano, penalty. And the funny thing is, if the play just kept going, we would have conceded anyways. So it's either we conceded an open play goal or they just called the penalty because there was a foul and then there was some play around the box and they ended up scoring and the referee was like, well, there's a penalty. So whatever. Upamecano off the field. By the way, that man is about to be called the N-word. Man, I could just see them German hands. Actually, really, it's dudes from I feel like, man, even I would call Upamecano an N-word right now. Look, that guy needs to be sold, bro. I gave him enough time. I always said this, Upamecano has some great characteristics, but when it comes to the big games, he loses his mind. Honestly, I don't think Upa has had a good manager to really mold them at this club because we signed him for Julian Nagelsmann. Well, now I feel Hansi Flick coming back would change things drastically. Yeah, we lost not because, we were unlucky. By the way, I hate this narrative now that's coming out. Everyone's saying, Bayern's unlucky with the injuries. You can't be that unlucky with your injuries. There's just no way. Now, let's read this Fabrizio Romano. Internal talks to take place at FC Bayern now as Thomas Tuchel job remains at risk. Time to decide manager's future soon with president and directors involved. You gotta understand this. It's very important. So, okay, there hasn't been any new developments. This is very important to know. Tuchel wasn't this board's choice. he was a decision made by Kahn and Brazo. They brought Tuchel in. They sacked Nagelsmann and brought Tuchel in. Really, what we should have done in 2021 was get rid of Brazo and keep Flick. I mean, why are you going to choose a sporting director with so many mistakes when you could keep the manager who did so well for you? So, it was a really weird moment. But yeah, I just, would you sell De Ligt? No, absolutely not. The reason our players are trash is because our manager is trash. Your players just look at what Musiala is doing today. Musiala is cooking. But the reason he's not consistent is because we don't have a consistent system to get the most out of our players. So that's why we suck. So I'm just saying we need to have a manager that implements a system. If you're a Tuchel person, what are the things you believe Tuchel has given this team in terms of performance, in terms of play style? What is his play style anyways? Because I remember Flick. I remember the strengths and weaknesses of his system. I remember all of us complaining, dang, our high line is high. But we were happy to accept because the strengths were so good. Every system has weaknesses and strengths. Under Tuchel, I feel like we're not bad at anything, but we're not good at anything either. That's the problem. We're just in the middle. We're moderates. We got to be far right or far left, commies or full-on libertarian. That's what we need. So Tuchel just gives us neither. We're just, That's what we are. We're, And doesn't win you trophies. Doesn't win you games when it matters. Being meh, it just does not do anything for you other than waste time, right? We're wasting time keeping Tuchel here because I don't see what he could. Look, I have a problem with this guy because of how he treats Matisse Tell. In my opinion, whoever the manager is this season, Tell must start every game. I don't care who he's starting over. Look, if it's a two-striker partnership, if it's left wing, and I don't care. Tell today came on and almost got 2 assists. Matisse Tell is a bowler. That kid has improved in so many ways. I used to sit here and was like, man, his ball retention is not good. But today, man, he just made something happen, didn't he? Whenever he got the ball. So Tell starts. And Tuchel playing Tuchel over him is just a disgrace. It's disrespectful to Matisse Tell. And now Matisse Tell is getting linked to like 50 different clubs. And that's actually really smart. Smart from him. His management's clearly feeding some of these links out because they know it's a way to pressure the club Bayern to make managerial changes that would benefit Tell. So the club's going to be thinking like, okay, what about Tell? How are we going to? Because look, if you're Tell, you played really well first half of the season, coming off the bench and winning games. If you think about it, Matisse Tell won us the game versus Manchester United. It was his goal that changed the game, or that decided the game, because it ended up being 4-3. I know Man United's goal that made it 4-3 was really late, so you feel like it doesn't matter. But if Tell had not scored that goal prior, then it would have been 3-3 in the end. So Tell has won us so many games, had so many important moments at the beginning of the season, and then Tuchel just kind of you're gone. And then these stories came out about how well he was training, how much improvements he had made, and then he just never played. And Tuchel's shield is he's young, and he needs time to develop. Yet you bring him on every time we're losing. That's not a good environment for a youngster to learn. Absolutely not. You have to nurture them. So he's clearly not nurturing Tell. He's making Tell a scapegoat. Oh, we don't have anyone on the bench to bring on other than Tell. Like he's kind of trying to do that. And then it just so happens that Tell is so mentally strong that he actually performs really well under pressure. Tuchel's trying to ruin this kid's career because I know why he's doing it. He's not doing it because he loves Tell, bringing him on when we're losing. He's doing it because he knows Tell will play. And then he knows that if we lose, his excuse is going to be we need better players on the bench. That's what Tuchel's doing. He's playing chess. He thinks he's playing chess. He's really playing checkers. But yeah, I'm tired of this manager, man. He needs to go. Give Tuchel the season. For what? The thing is, if we didn't all know he was gone after the season, then we would give him time. but we all know he should go, right? We know. I'm annoyed. There's so many different things I don't like about what's going on. We have been cooked by players with no faces on FIFA. They don't call it FIFA, EA Sports FC, whatever. I don't care. It's their new name. We conceded to a guy named Asano, bro. His parents knew what he was. Asano. What does that sound like to you? That sounds good? It's just so disappointing. Bochum, by the way, had never scored 2 goals in a single game this season. Or maybe I think it's this season. And against Bayern, they decide to score 3 goals in the same game. Do you guys understand how crazy that is? No, actually, sorry. Not 2 goals. 1 goal. So they hadn't scored more than 1 goal in a game this season. Wait, really? Dang. That's crazy that they scored 3 goals again. For them, this would have been like 3 games worth of goals. And they scored it against us. We are bad. We are not good. And people can pull out any stats. I mean, if you look at the XG today, we did well. But all I remember us feeling was maybe we'd have one little counter-attacking moment, but then we just fall down. They defend well, or the goalkeeper would make a save. But all I remember them doing was feel like they had more of the ball. There's no way they didn't. I mean, we might have evened out possession, but I feel like every time they had oh my gosh, we had 70% possession. This is why you shouldn't care about possession. Because I remember them just going to our goal whenever we had the ball or whenever they had the ball. They were just cooking us, creating chances, opening us up. We were dominated today. Don't look at shots. Don't look at XG. Look at the game. Watch the nature of our chances. It wasn't from pattern of play that's recognizable and repeatable. It was just from us being there. We were just there. Kane, by the way, see, I'm not even going to blame players and question their quality, because if anything, the players showed their quality is still there. Look at what Musiala was doing today. Look at what Kane. Well, forget about Kane. Look at what Matisse Tell did. I thought quality is not our problem. Although I will say there are players, Kimmich, I'll just name him. He's a child. I don't know why anyone thought this guy could be a captain. I always said, I still stand by this. Kimmich's best career at Bayern was his time at right back, where he had less defensive responsibility and he could craft his game to be more attacking and link with the winger. That was Kimmich's best position at Bayern. He's never going to be a DM like he thinks. He's not defensively as solid as he should be. On the ball, I think he's okay. He's just not, it's not like, oh man, Toni Kroos level. No, he's not Luka Modric under pressure. He's not Thiago. He ain't no Thiago Alcantara, man. So we have a problem with a guy that thinks he's everything, and some things, really. Some things, he's not everything. Goretzka, I didn't really mind Goretzka today. I think if we were a good team, his performance today isn't that bad. He made 2 good passes that could have led to goals. I don't hate Goretzka. I didn't hate his performance. I mean, some of y'all are gonna say, look at this duel he lost. Yeah, that's our team loses duels. That's in our nature. See, when your team has no cohesion, you're just gonna lose things. You're gonna be all over the place. I'm kind of curious what Tuchel's press conference is gonna end up being, because this he's a professional. If I'm Tuchel, I'm just resigning because it looks better on my record because I just resigned effective immediately. But he wants to be sacked so he can make that money. Right? No manager is going to resign voluntarily because the millions you get paid from the separation is going to be interesting, because you got fired, you didn't resign. It wasn't a mutual thing. Wow. Bayern CEO Dresden, I feel like crap today mentality trumped over quality. I don't believe in monstrous coach statements. That's not an issue. That's not an issue we're currently dealing with. Tuchel's still in office next week? Of course. Did this guy just say Tuchel's going to be in office next week? Well, thank God he's not the only one that makes decisions. well, I'd be shocked if the board kept Tuchel after this performance, because we're playing Leipzig, and we always lose to Leipzig. It doesn't matter if it's at home or away. We always lose to Leipzig. And then after that, we're playing Freiburg, who are hungry for a win. So until March 1st, we have 2 games we're going to probably end up losing. So, okay, we lose to Leipzig next week or draw. What happens? Leverkusen are going to win their games. What, it's going to be 10 points? We're going to lose the league by over 10 points? Are you joking? What does Tuchel need to do to get this board to realize he's not the guy? We lost to our title rivals 3-0 in a game where we had 1 shot. We had no shots at Lazio, like no good shots on target. And they're saying that today was a mentality. So how is mentality trumped over quality? That means the manager has not set the tone for the players. Why the hell would you just say, of course, to Tuchel's staying? This is, yeah. Well, this club doesn't want to sack Tuchel now because it's a big contract. But it sounds to me like Dresden is not the right guy to manage this club. He doesn't sound like the right guy. If you're saying, of course, Tuchel's still going to be here next week, what you're telling me is you accept that we're trash and you're willing to keep, seeing us be trash. We're going to have a Leipzig team that wants to win and needs to win to get back into the top 4, considering Dortmund could drop points at any point. And Leipzig perform better in bigger games. Dortmund have to play Hoffenheim, which is a tough team to beat in the middle of the table. And Leipzig need a win. And you're telling me, oh, of course, we'll keep this bum at this club. What the standards have dropped. Someone tweeted this, and I thought it was really funny, but also really true. That Tuchel is an expert at bringing down the level. He'll come in and bring down the level of a club and get the fans to believe in that new level. It was so funny because, what he was saying was Thomas Tuchel has the unique ability to take a club that played really well and just have them play really mediocre and have the fans believe that's the only thing the club can do. This is what bad managers do. They take players that are really good, way too good, and they make them mediocre. Tuchel is not an elite manager. Don't look at Chelsea winning the Champions League. Because, Madrid wasn't at their best. City really wasn't at their best, right? Forget about that. Look at his overall career as a coach. What is like a remarkable moment where he just had a crazy season? His team just played out of this world. Because look at Carlo Ancelotti. Carlo, you can look at several seasons and go, wow, look how well they played. Look what they accomplished. Look how the players played and how. See, if Tuchel played like this but was a really good man manager, I wouldn't mind it because he'd be able to motivate the players constantly. Carlo Ancelotti can have no backing from the board, yet all the players love him because he has that human touch. Hansi Flick has that human touch, the ability to commingle and work with your players on a personal level. I feel like Tuchel just comes into the office, says hi, gives a game plan, and goes home. He doesn't have that ability to manage human beings, and that's why I think he fails so much. He fails because of his inability to keep human beings going. How do you even fall apart with Todd Bowley after winning a Champions League? It should be really easy to get a new contract and to stay with his project. But I think Tuchel's just not a person with calm emotions, with the ability to, talk to people like they're human. That's actually further exemplified by how he argues on the touchline with referees, with the other team's manager. I remember him arguing with Mikel Arteta. And it's like, why? Why are you arguing with, oh no, it was Jurgen Klopp. I'm like, Klopp has accomplished 10 times more than what you have. He built Liverpool from a club that was losing to random teams to a club in the Champions League final almost every year. And you're over here arguing with him like he's a child, like he's in the same category as you. Like, have some humility. But that just shows he has no ability to manage humans. So why is he here? We must protect the treble. The treble is in danger. The treble is in danger. Yeah. It's just getting annoying, man. It's just getting irritating. Manuel Neuer. Look at Matisse Tell. This kid is still standing there with the fans. And Neuer, our captain, is going back into the dressing room. Why? Nah, we got to get rid of Neuer, man. He needs to go. Yeah, no. Dresden is a garbage president if he thinks, no, CEO. I don't know why Fabrizio thought Dresden was our CEO or president. People go crazy. No press conference. Press conference? Really? What do you mean no press conference? So Bayern president, I'm really feeling shite today. Today, mentality beat quality. We are not happy at all. And then you say Tuchel is going to be in charge next week. Someone said we want Mourinho. So you're saying we should sack Ebola and then get cancer? Nah, gee. Mourinho's going to pull up and call Musiala a fraud or something. Nah, we cannot. We can't invite Mourinho into this house, man. He's going to burn it down before he leaves. Yo, Matisse Tell's he's going to break down with Tell. Nah, we can't get him. We need a peaceful coach, man. Bring back Flick. Yeah, see, look at this bum, man. Look at this bum. I knew Tuchel would say something like, we played really well. We deserve to win. Look, I don't think today's defeat was fair. Okay. I think a lot went against us today. Yes. I think we had an XG value of 3.4 and we had 4, 5, 6 top class chances. We completely dominated the game and actually went behind out of nowhere. We never stopped putting in the effort until the end and then played with a man down for a long time. A lot went against us today. I feel today's defeat is different to the last two. Well, Tuchel, the last two defeats came from good teams. This one came from a bad team. So I'd be shocked if we didn't look like we were the better team today. Because, well, I mean, come on. Come on, man. This guy he literally just said, we played well. We played really well. He said we dominated. See, oh my gosh. I mean, is he going to walk into the dressing room and say we played well? Okay, so what happens when we lose against Leipzig? Is he going to come out and be like, it wasn't like the defeat against Bochum? This one was different. But I think we still got it. Like this guy, man. This guy. This is a new low for Bayern. Our standards have dipped lower than Mia Khalifa's stock or something. I don't know. Like in 2024, look at our stock price. Sven Ulreich would do better than Tuchel. Tuchel not wrong though. See, look, Chloe LFC, you're a Liverpool fan, talking about how Tuchel. Okay, I get it. I should have just stopped after I realized you were a Liverpool fan because you're saying, like, imagine Pep Guardiola, not Pep, because that's I don't know. I imagine a bad manager. Like the only game I remember us playing really well in was the Freiburg game. I believe that was in October, where I watched us and I was like, man, I like what we're doing. I like the ideas. I like the pressing. We were winning the ball back, pressing high line, and we were creating chance after chance. I love that game. And then we just deviated from that game strategy. It's weird. It's this weird system that doesn't exist. It's just we hop from idea to idea, hoping one of them works. All of my emotions have left my soul after our performances this season. I don't blame you. I do not blame you whatsoever, my friend. It's almost impossible to believe we can come back and do anything. We are not winning anything. Yeah. I don't know how anyone can still support this manager. He has decreased the level of quality in our team by a staggering percentage. The way we play is just so odd. It's just so predictable. I almost feel this is worse than Niko Kovac. At least Kovac, didn't he win a DFB Pokal? At least he did that. Wait, did he? Yeah, I believe he won it. It was against, I don't even know who we played in that final. It might have been Leverkusen. Yeah, I know it wasn't like a crazy. It wasn't Dortmund. No, but the problem now is the quality of our opposition has increased. If you look at Xabi Alonso's team, do you see any players that should be better than any of our players? Yeah, yet their players play better because they have a better system, a better coach. We don't play that well because our coach is trash. Our coach is garbage. It's a very easy way to view this. If you take these players and give them to Xabi Alonso, he would perform better. If you take these players and give him the Flick, he would perform better. If you take these players and give him the even Yogi Lau, man, he would play probably worse. If you take these players and give them to Jupp Heynckes at his senior age, he would still do better. That's the point. The point is the manager's not getting the most out of the players. He has lost the dressing room. These players aren't really trying for him, except Matisse Tau, who's probably not going to play next week against Leipzig. And if he does play and doesn't play that well, Tuchel's going to go, see, I told you so. Matisse Tau's not ready, even though he should have been playing him in many other games. We lose, but we know why we lose, because of this manager and the lack of system, the lack of cohesion, the lack of rhythm of play. It's all very, very annoying. But I'm disappointed. This club is just declining. We're a club in decline. We're losing quickly. And it's just disappointing, man. It's just disappointing. It's very disappointing. I just got an email because I have a business to run. See, my life's going great, man. I'm blessed by God. My business entity just got formed. Things are moving. Upgrades are happening. And every time I watch Bayern, I forget that I'm blessed. I'm out here good, man. Every time I click this club to watch a game, and I'm just sitting here watching nonsense. Is that not sad? Ain't that just sad, man? It's weird, right? Life's going great in every other aspect except Bayern. It's almost like when my life's going poor, Bayern they're cooking. And then when my life's going great, Bayern's just doing the opposite, bro. It's crazy. Yo, I might need to do a broke ramen tanda, man. Go back to high school days, struggling to buy lunch food. Yeah, yo, I might need to do that, man. We might need to go back to those days. Nah, but this club is irritating, bro. This club is irritations, bro. Maybe if we get the best CDM in the world, Hoiberg. Nah, you guys are trolling. There ain't no way that's a serious comment. Okay, guys, in the comments, who do we get? Someone said Antonio Conte. Nah, man, this is our level. Yo, man, y'all know Klopp is available, right? Yo, let's get Flick on a nice little easy 5-month deal and just see what happens. What's happening? Come on, man. Yeah, it's crazy, bro. This guy. Yo, when they call Tuchel Jupel, man, Jupel, they really meant that season where we won nothing. Except we're not going to win anything in the future like Yup. The thing is, Yup had a team going. He had a system, and he was an engineer that designed his first car, but it wasn't perfect. And then he got some changes. You got bought Javi Martinez in, but the system had already been there. It just needed some puzzles to make it work better, to make the engine louder, to put those carbon emissions up, man. Vroom, so Yup did all that, bro. He already had a system. See, Tuchel doesn't have a system now. So what's to say he's gonna have it if he spent another 100 million? In fact, if we wait, we're just letting this. We're letting this thing. Look, I've already given up on the league. We not winning that league, dog. It's not happening. Xabi Alonso is not playing about this, man. Xabi said, Mia San Mia always. He came back to ruin us. Yeah, I mean, I think Xabi has... See, the thing is, I don't even think Xabi's system is a back three. But at Leverkusen, he realizes Frimpong is a wing back as opposed to a full-on fullback. And then, he realized that and said, okay, well, let's play in that way. We have a good amount of center backs who are very flexible. And look, even they have injuries. Where's Kosunu? I barely see him. Where's Ncampié? Or sometimes he's injured. Where's Palacios? Ezequiel Palacios. So they get injuries too. The thing is, a manager is good when even after they get injuries, the team plays the same. I'll watch Pep Guardiola coach some players that have never played for Man City before in some cup game Pep doesn't care about, and they're cooking. Yo, give me a second. Is something burning in my house? What's going on? Yo, what the hell was that? I was like, that ain't a normal smell. Yeah, nah, that's crazy. Yeah, man, it was cooking. But yeah, someone said George been cooking Tuchel for too long this stream. Yeah, no, he's a bum. Yeah, he's a bum. But yeah, no, I started getting this weird smell. I was like, nah, that must not be Tuchel I'm frying like that. It might be ham males. It might be ham males. All right. Well, let's do. Why should I stay a Bayern fan? If you're asking yourself that question, then you're not a Bayern fan. You're plastic. Tuchel sent his staff to stop George, man. Damn, bro. Tuchel he got a what is it called? A target on my head. All right. These performances are less inspiring than Joe Biden in a spelling bee competition. Come on, man. What's 2 plus 1? Is it 10? Yeah. Yeah, this guy's crazy. All right. Bayern must get Mbappe. PK got... What you mean? What you mean PK got canceled? What's penalty kick? Like what do you mean PK got canceled? Yeah, I don't even know why I'm entertaining that. Like, oh, the penalty is actually a 2-2 result. Tuchel has an agenda against Bayern. Look, I'm just saying. Oh, press conference. Oh, you meant like press conference, like the Germans with the K. Yeah, well, I would not be surprised if some shocking news came out of nowhere and exposed Tuchel for doing outrageousness. I think Thomas Tuchel is an agent sent by Borussia Dortmund to stop us, man. They really did that. I think it was a conspiracy between him and Brazo. They hired Tuchel, brought him in, and he's here to cook us. He's here to have us do nothing for this season. Yeah. Your biceps have grown? Really? I've not been. Well, dude, I got sick in the first week of February, so I missed the gym for a whole week. I mean, I wasn't sick for that whole week, but some of us actually stay at home when we're sick. I'm not wearing face diapers, mask. Nah, I don't believe they work. But I'm also not the kind of guy to go around and just try to spread it. Nah, man, I ain't Genghis Khan trying to spread my seed. No, I stay at home, so I stayed for a week, and then I went to a business meeting, and my guy gave me strep throat. Then I had that for a day and a half. It's just, you guys know what streep or strep? I don't know. It's like when you have a sore throat, but you don't get any other symptoms of a cold. It's like just a sore throat, and it's like really irritating. And you need like a doctor's prescription to get antibiotics. And I'm like, nah, I'm not doing that. But yeah, I had that for a few days. So it's like the first 9 days of February. And then I had jury duty. So I was in court hearing crimes and judging them. So, dude, it's just weird, the kind of things that have been going on in the last 3 weeks. But I'm finally like stable now. But yeah, so I had that. Why did I bring that up again? I don't even know. I disagree. Tuchel is at least 40% of Bayern's problems. Yeah, if he's at least 1%, then that's a problem. This guy. Wait, what? Wait. Bayern PK canceled. Wait. Either that means they're protecting the coach, or they're trying to say what the coach says won't matter because he's getting sacked. That's what that person means, meant, the press conference. I'm a Bayern fan, but please let us take Alonso if you sack Tuchel. No, Alonso's going to stay at Leverkusen until the end of the season. And if I was him, I don't. I mean, Bayern have him on top of our list, and I'm sure he'd be keen on it. But I also think he'd be keen on Liverpool. I think it depends on who's going to pay him more, and it's going to be us. But like, which environment would he want to be part of? And if I was Xabi Alonso, I'm going to Liverpool. I ain't trying to deal with this drama at Bayern because they're not even going to give you the right players. Whereas at least Liverpool, I know Liverpool fans are like, oh, FSG out. And it's like, bro, y'all weren't cooking nothing until FSG decided to take Klopp and do some business, man. They did some business. So yeah, I don't really know why Liverpool fans they're it's a little weird. It's a little weird. Yeah, Klopp has really grown that club, and the fans aren't appreciative enough of what FSG does for Liverpool. Alonso should stay at Leverkusen for another season. Yeah, honestly, I think he should stay. Yeah, see, that's a good point. I think Xabi Alonso, he's young, right? He's 42. Why would you only spend one season, really, it's one season at Leverkusen? Why not win the league, win the DFB Pokal, and then go into the Champions League and see if you can do it again. See if the club can back you. See, then if he goes to a club like Liverpool, he has his, because like right now, if he wins, everyone's gonna think it's because Bayern were crap, right? If he wins these, everyone's gonna be like, oh, it wasn't Bayern's year. If we change coach and he still beats us, it's gonna be like, he's that guy. And then guess what? Madrid, after Carlo Ancelotti leaves, will come to you. Bayern will come to you, and so will Liverpool. So you're gonna have a lot more options instead of like, oh, Klopp's gone, I go in. It's like, yeah, but then what if you haven't really tailored your system and your ideas, and then you're not playing well in the first season at Liverpool, and fans are on your head trying to sack you because Liverpool are now a club with different standards. Whereas when Klopp came in, the fans weren't really they didn't really understand what the club was aiming for. The club was still on and off, good, bad sometimes. So, when Klopp came in, they were a lot more lenient towards him. Whereas the next manager at Liverpool is just do great immediately. Like, you're not here to waste time because we're a club that's winning trophies. We're pushing for trophies. We're in the Champions League quarterfinals at least every single season. So you got to do something. But now it's a different dynamic. So I think Xabi Alonso, if I was him, I'd stay at Leverkusen. I always say this. I say this about players too. I said Timo Werner should have stayed at Leipzig, and now he's back at Leipzig getting sold to Tottenham, or he's at Tottenham. It's like, just listen to me, bro. Listen to me. It sounds sexy. Bro, you're 43 or 42. You're a young man for a manager. Xabi Alonso, he's young. I mean, not everyone can be Nagelsmann coaching at 30. No, he played a full-on professional career, retired, was a great player. Like Zidane, man, just chill out. Don't be hurrying up and Zidane. Notice how Zidane's just chilling because he knows, all right, if I come into coaching, it's on my own terms. It's who I want to coach. It's a club that wants to back me and give me the players I want so I can implement my philosophy. Zidane ain't trying to be at no Juventus. He's not trying to go to no Napoli. He's not trying to coach no club that's not really on his level, right? When you achieve something, you can demand more. So Xabi, stay at Leverkusen for another season after this. And do your thing next year. Do your thing, man. Don't these players just be, I want to leave fast. I want to go fast. Nah, man. Look at what happened to Naby Keita. That guy should have stayed at Leipzig 1 or 2 more seasons, experienced more, and we would have known he was injury prone. But players should be leaving. 12 years old, they're already leaving. It's like same thing with Xavi Simons. Sorry. This guy just randomly left Barcelona for PSG. And now his career is going different, but it's like if he never left Barca, he could have just had a nice, a more peaceful trajectory. Oh man, it's crazy. Bayern have canceled Thomas Tuchel's post-match press conference. I don't know if Bayern are doing it to protect him because they know that the questions are only going to be about sacking him, right? I don't know. Or they canceled it because they know he's already gone, so there's no point in him doing like a final speech. So look, I know Dresden said, is Tuchel going to be here next week? And they said, of course. I mean, that probably means Tuchel's going to be here against Leipzig. And when we lose against Leipzig, he might really be gone then. But I have a feeling that so there's definitely disagreements in the board. And people forget, like, Bayern is a club, it's run like a committee, right? We don't have a president who has executive power. The president has supervisory power. So the president, could force the board to do stuff. But again, he has to seek approval from other members of the board, right? There's a supervisory board and then an executive board. Your executive board is running your day-to-day operations of the club. Your supervisory board, they can pick who this executive board is. They can make executive or supervisory decisions and change something in an instant. So it may very well be that Dresden doesn't have a problem with Tuchel, but I mean, it could also be. It's just it depends. It depends who wants Tuchel to go. It could be half. It could be the supervisory board wants him gone, and the executive board doesn't mind him. But it's just, he's going to go at some point, and it's just going to be who hits that button and says you're gone. It depends. It could be Dresden. It could even be pressure from the sporting director who says, I can't work with this guy. I don't see this changing. So Dresden is only answering it from his perspective. But, I mean, they're going to analyze his game and go, and the last few games and the whole season and go, we have not played well. There's no consistent track record of a system that works for us. The players are completely against the manager now. So why are we here doing this? And then they're gonna start talking about replacements. It might be they're talking to replacements right now, and until they have someone who can come in on an interim basis, they won't make that shocking decision. So yeah, expect a lot from the club. By the way, if you're a Liverpool fan, why aren't Liverpool fans talking about Sebastian Hoeneß? Nah, I'm joking. I mean, he wouldn't be that bad. Yeah, he's literally coaching a crazy Stuttgart run, man. They are third in the league. They're actually 4 points behind us. Sebastian Hoeneß would not be a bad choice. And some of you mentioned it, but I think there's too much of a conflict of interest, because if he doesn't perform, Uli's never going to get that man sacked. Uli's going to be in his grave 20 years from now, already dead. Keep Hoeneß. Nah. So, there's George knows more ball than Tuchel. I don't think what I'm saying is an example of me knowing ball. I think it's just common sense at this point. I think most people feel this way too. I guess I can be wrong, because I go, like, I very rarely stay in the middle of something. Like, there are very few things I would just be like, I'm neutral. Nah, I just pick a side. Like, I picked a side when we sacked Nagelsmann, and I picked the side when we hired Tuchel. Like, my side was already picked. I picked the side when we got rid of Flick for Brazo, and everyone knows that Flick really resigned, but it was different because we all know it was Flick either goes or Brazo stays, and Brazo goes or Flick goes, and the club picked Brazo over Flick. So in my eyes, they got rid of Flick, because the obvious thing to do was to get rid of Brazo. My lips are splitting. He should see what he does at UCL. We already saw what Tuchel did at UCL, unless you mean Alonso or something. But no, Zabi also needs to be in the Champions League with these players, with Xhaka, and good backing, by the way. He needs to be in the Champions League doing his thing. Doing his thing. By the way, if you guys haven't hit the like button, please do. It is motivating. We'll talk about this more. I might do a video this week, depending on the schedule. I mean, don't we have a game? We don't have a game midweek. What am I doing? No, that's the next teams in the Champions League. Who is playing in the UCL? Who is playing? Oh, you got some teams in here. You got PSG. Wait, no. You got Barcelona, Arsenal, Dortmund. Yeah, so some new games to be excited for. Man, I can't believe we lost Lazio. And the thing is, I don't even have confidence that we could turn that around unless we change the manager. I think the club's also going to be looking at it like, what are the chances we just get kicked out of the Champions League completely if we don't change this coach? So yeah, it's a depressing season, but thank you everyone so much for watching. Mia send me and peace. Any match watch-alongs? Probably not, man. Sorry.